Nicely done. It's hard to believe that high school football season is indeed here, but it sure is. I'm Mark Ovenden. Welcome back to Football Fridays at KDLT, brought to you by Pizza Ranch on 41st Street in Sioux Falls, home of the Fun Zone.
And I'm Zach Borg. The Fun Zone is right here as well during high school football season, our first HD edition of the show, and we start with some great matchups right out of the block in week one.
How about number 1 against number 2 in Class 11 AAA at Howard Wood Field for starters? This game was delayed by lightning. They finally got going after 9:30, so thanks to Adam Huntimer, who raced out there and got some highlights. We've got some for you, and what a wild game it's been so far. Alex Wilde with a fumble. Chase Vinatieri comes up with the ball for Roosevelt. Then Taryn Christian. He's going to keep it. He's going to get to the end zone for the score. It's 21-7 now in favor of the Riders. Next possession, 4th and short. Jake Como is going to lose the ball, but somehow they end up getting it back. And watch here, after a Vinatieri missed field goal, it's Como to Alex Wilde, and he is gone. 80 yards for the touchdown. We had 5 of them in the first quarter. Your score early in the second is 21-13. Roosevelt is leading Brandon Valley.
Well, in the first game of the doubleheader at Howard Wood Field, it was Lincoln, the defending champs, against Rapid City Central, and the defending champs, they look good. Ned Sudbeck in the first corner, around the corner to make it 7-0 Lincoln. We're still in the first quarter. Isaiah Roach, who of course started the title game a year ago after their starter got hurt, he throws a little swing to Lucas Heitkamp, and you can swing this way right into your living room, 50 yards for the touchdown. That makes it 14-0. Now, Rapid City Central's supposed to be pretty good. They've been ranked in some polls. Donovan Pilato, that throw is not good. It's picked off by Mason Nelson. He will bring it inside, and they would get a touchdown a few moments later to make it 21-0. And then here's the play of the night.
This is great.
Might be a contender for play of the year already. He fumbles his Roach. One tackle ain't gonna do it. 2 ain't gonna do it. At this point, you're just saying he better score. Yep.
He did.
How about this score? Lincoln in fine fashion, 63-7.
Also in the 11 AAA ranks, the O'Gorman Knights opened up in Rapid City against the Raiders of Stevens in this one. And as we all know, the O'Gorman Knights can run the football. A.J. Martinic, 37 yards. He races for the touchdown. They miss the extra point. They go up by the count of 6-0 at this point. Still in the first quarter with 5 minutes remaining, Dodie Macwinia with a 32-yard run. It's 13-0 now in favor of OG. Now the Raiders connect on 3rd and 10. Brandon Sousey to Jeremy Schick, a 15-yard completion, and that same combination for the touchdown as Stevens gets on the board. But we go to the scoreboard and see that it's now 27-7 OG in the fourth quarter. Again, there's your Roosevelt score, 21-13 in the second quarter. We'll have more highlights on that tomorrow. Lincoln 63-7. What a run by Roach. Aberdeen has just scored a touchdown late. They must have had a lightning delay there as well. Got the extra point, and as a result, they have a 7-6 lead. The Bobcats ranked number 1 in AA with a 28-7 win. Pure Watertown are tomorrow. Harrisburg Sturgis is tomorrow, and Yankton and Mitchell is also tomorrow.
Well, we move to the 11A ranks, and 2 schools that are used to having some great football teams. It was last year's runner-up from Madison at Dell Rapids tonight, where the Couriers are usually in the title hunt. Of course, Madison ended Dell Rapids' season a year ago, and the Couriers looking for revenge. It's already 6-0 in the first. 4th and 3, Jace Nelson to Tanner Lugren in the flat, and he'll get in the end zone. That's the second touchdown pass of the quarter for Nelson. It's 12-0, and you're thinking, all right, Dell's is on the run, but here comes Max Hodgins' crew. You got to love that hat. Mitch Hanson fakes the handoff, keeps, and he will rumble, breaking a tackle 40 yards to the house. That makes it 12-6. Back comes Dell Rapids. Final play of the first quarter. It's that Nelson guy again, airing it out, and guess who's on the receiving end? Mr. Lugren.
Nice.
75 yards for the touchdown. Dell's off to a great start. They lead 18-6 after the first quarter, but Madison, they're still going to be pretty good. They're facing a 4th and 3 now, and it's the big quarterback, Hanson. He'll get 3 and then some, 20 yards for the first down. 2 plays later, that sets up Brody Fredrickson to punch it in. Madison, they do it again to Dell Rapids, 36-33.
Wow, with all those guys that they graduated too. Now the team that beat Madison in the championship, hey, I thought they were welcoming us again. The team that beat them was West Central. Look at those skies. There was a long lightning delay as well at Dakota Valley, where the Panthers got off to a good start. Brady Dam with a 9-yard run right here. but that was one of their only highlights because the West Central Trojans were really good tonight. As we know, just like O'Gorman, they kind of run the same plays. They can run the football. Cody Bussell with a strong run for a first down. Then Josh Mettler is going to cap it off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Get this for a final. Watch out, everybody. West Central's pretty good again. 58-7, your final.
On to the 11B ranks, where the Seahawks, the defending champs of Canton, hosted the Cavaliers of Bonham to kick off the season. We pick it up in the first half after an Andrew Oliver interception thwarted a Bonham threat on the previous drive. Chase Cortan gets the Cavaliers on the board with a 52-yard punt return for the touchdown. Cavs going up 6-0. That's Cortan, by the way.
There you go. Thank you.
Next Canton drive, quarterback Anders Peterson is looking for someone downfield, but Bonham's Brandon Barris. He's going to come up with the huge sack to stop the drive. And then Barris, he wouldn't be done just yet. The senior linebacker recovers a botched snap on the punt, and he returns it about 25 yards for the score. Final score in this ball game as we take a look at the board, 18-6, Bonham defeats the defending champs.
All right, let's switch gears and see how the Beef Bowl went as defending state champion West Lyon hosted its arch rival. We're talking about Tyler Starr's alma mater from Central Lyon. Beautiful night for that ball game. First quarter, Dylan Whalen throws it to Paul Terwee. He makes the catch, and he is gone for the touchdown. 38 yards, 7-0 in favor of the Wildcats. But Central Lyon looks really good tonight. Pete Menage rolls out and throws deep to Tom Schilling.
Pretty pass.
Nice catch. He's going to go 50 yards. We had a lot of big scoring passes in the games tonight. It's 7-7. Second quarter, Central Lyon quarterback Menage again this time. He's not going to throw it, he's going to run it. 13 yards, good decision. That makes it 14-7. And then late in the second, very late, final minute here, Pete Menage is going to keep it again. And he is off to the races, 55 yards for the touchdown. And the final score was 49-14 in favor of Central Lyon.
Bit of a changing of the guard there. Back to South Dakota in the 9-man ranks. 9A, Alcester Hudson has high hopes again. And they were drawing up some good plays against Baltic. Third quarter, it's already 22-0 Cubs. Grant Johnson going deep to Christopher Clemmy. And there for the big gainer. That sets this up a few plays later. It's Johnson, much to the dismay of those Baltic cheerleaders, with the perfectly executed screen pass. Colin Wolf, as you can tell, it's a little wet. I think this will kind of put an exclamation point on that. That's a 30-yard touchdown.
Where's Rubber Ducky?
28-0. And, you know, Mark, if something ain't broke, why would you fix it?
You wouldn't. Do it again.
And they don't. Yeah, that's Johnson to Clemmy again. And this little guy knows what's coming up because it's deja vu. As it's, once again, Johnson to Wolf, another screen pass. And this guy has some good moves. I was actually talking to you because I had to get back. He gets the touchdown. It was all Alcester Hudson. They win 34-6.
All right, Jeff Van Loor's teams are always one of the teams to beat in 9AA. They are, of course, defending champion. This afternoon, he began his 34th season at the helm against Mount Vernon Plankinton, and they look pretty good in this ball game. There's Cody Rankin, who goes 20 yards for the touchdown, and the visiting Titans take the lead 6-0. Brent Olson looking sharp there in the shirt and tie on the sideline. Seahawks would answer, though. Jordan Grosdidier burst through the line for a 20-yard score. That made it 8-6 in favor of Bridgewater Emery Ethan. This game played in Ethan, by the way. They always have day games there. The Titans would take the lead back. Tanner Risso with a 55-yard rumble. That makes it 14-8. Mount Vernon Plankinton after one, but it was simply too much of all phases of the game after that. First, it's a pick by Jordan Bailey, which leads to another Grosdidier touchdown coming up right here. It was 14-all, but the final 54-26.
And how about this matchup to round out our first week's coverage? Canistota and Hanson, both teams expecting to make appearances in the Dome on an annual basis. Canistota's Shea Jolly going deep. Hanson's Aaron Winandi will pick him off on the game's opening possession. Good start for Hanson. Didn't go good the rest of the way, though. The Hawks, despite the early turnover, get in the end zone first. Jared Nielsen on the outside for a 6-0 lead. They'd make it 8-0 after a 2-point conversion. Then Jolly pitching to Nielsen, and he is loose, to quote Paul Allen of the Vikings. 59-yard touchdown run. That makes it 14-0. And how about this final score? Well, that's not the final score. It was 50-0.
Let's go to the other scoreboard, shall we? There we go. Not sure where that score went, but it was 50-0. Yes, we had that. Madison beat Dell Rapids against Sioux Falls Christian 22-19. Beresford and Alcester Hudson both won. You saw the highlights. There's your Canistota score. Dual over Great Plains Lutheran, a big score there. There's your West Central win. Arlington beat Elkton Lake Benton tonight. Clark Willow Lake a 52-0 win. Same thing for Sunshine Bible Academy. Aberdeen Roncalli 42-0. Newell beats Bison tonight 46-12. Webster over Wilmot, winner 50-0. Sully Butte 62-0. Viber Curley wins 26-zip. Scotland over Centerville. Vermilion edges Lennox in a good game tonight. West Lyon again and Central Lyon. You saw the highlights. Laverne over St. James. Most of those Minnesota scores were last night. Menno Marion and Chester. Chester lost to Garrettson in a wild game. Tri-Valley beats Wagner. Oh, I'm not sure about that one. That's in the fourth quarter. I think we had a